So mainly the important property of carbon, because the atomic number of carbon is 6, so its electronic configuration is 2 comma 4. Okay, so it has 4 electrons in valence shell. 4 electrons in valence shell. Due to 4 electrons in valence shell, it is very difficult to form ionic bond. That is not possible. That is very difficult, because you need to, because you have you need to lose 4 electron. Okay, you want to lose 4 electron, and that is very difficult. Okay, losing the 4 electron, because there are 6 protons in the nucleus. Then in the first orbit there are 2 electrons, and the second shell there are 4 electrons. Okay, so the 6 protons are pulling these 4 electrons. Okay, 6 protons are pulling these 4 electrons. So it is very difficult to, for losing these 4 electrons, to achieve the noble gas configuration. If you want to achieve the noble gas configuration, either you have to lose the 4 electron if you want to find ionic bond, or you have to gain that 4 electron. By losing the 4 electron, the electronic configuration will become like this. By gaining the 4 electron, electronic configuration will become like this. This is a noble gas configuration. So it is a stable configuration, but that is very difficult, because lot of energy will be required for that. Okay, lot of energy is required. So that's why carbon does not form ionic bond. Okay, generally does not form ionic bond. In fact, it forms a covalent bond. Why it does not form ionic bond? Because losing the 4 electron or gaining the 4 electron to get a stable configuration, ionic bond is formed by by losing or gaining the electron. Na? That is very difficult. It will require lot of energy. Okay, so basically carbon forms covalent bonds. Covalent bond means bonds formed by sharing of electron. Covalent bond means bond formed by sharing of electrons. Sharing means what will happen, now the carbon is having 4 electrons in its valence shell, and basically it needs 4 more electrons to complete its orbit. So it will combine with it can combine with another. For example, it can combine with hydrogen. Hydrogen has 1 electron in its outermost orbit, and it needs 1 more electron to complete its to become stable. So what will happen is that the carbon has 4 electrons in the valence shell, in the outermost shell. So it will share its valence electron with hydrogen, and hydrogen also will share its valence electron with carbon. So that way what will happen is that now the carbon will have extra 4 electrons of hydrogen in its valence shell, and each hydrogen will have extra 1 electron of carbon in its valence shell, due to which, due to this sharing of electrons, the they will achieve a stable configuration. And this this is called shared pair of electron. One shared pair will form one bond. It's like a bonding, and that bond is called covalent bonding. One pair forms one bond, single bond, that is called covalent bond. So carbon forms covalent bond with other elements. It forms covalent bond with oxygen, with hydrogen, with nitrogen, even with other carbon atoms. A carbon forms covalent bond. Why it forms covalent bond? Because it has got 4 electrons in the valence shell, and those 4 electrons cannot be donated or cannot be accepted just like that. It requires a lot of energy. Therefore, it is preferable for carbon to share the electrons instead of donating or accepting the electrons from the other atoms. Therefore, carbon forms the bond by sharing of electrons. That's why it forms covalent bond. Remember, always carbon forms covalent bond. Understand? So carbon forms covalent bond is clear for all. So covalent bond means sharing of electron. Sharing of valence electrons. Sometimes carbon will combine with itself. Actually, carbon has got 4 electrons. So there are 4 valence electrons. So basically, these 4 valence electrons are only ready for sharing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it all depends on how it is shared. But all the 4, now that means carbon needs 4 more electrons to complete its octet. It needs 4 more electrons to complete the octet. So generally, so that means it will form 4 bonds. Sometimes there are 2 carbons near to each other. So this carbon also has 4 electrons. So what can be done is these 2 carbon will share this electron, one valence electron, with each other, and remaining valencies will be satisfied by hydrogen, which is having only 1 electron and needs another electron to become stable. Now this kind of bonding will happen. This will be the shared pair of electron. Do you understand? So basically, what kind of structure will be formed? Every shared pair of electron will form one bond. So this kind of a molecule will be formed. Understand? This is called as C2H6. This is called as ethane. So I'll explain again once more for your understanding. There are two carbon atoms available. Each carbon atom has 4 electrons in its valence shell. So they need to satisfy their 4 valencies. So one bond can be formed by sharing of these two valence electron, and remaining valencies of carbon will be satisfied by sharing one electron with 3 hydrogens. Hydrogen is also having 1 electron in its outermost shell. So it needs one more electron to complete its to become stable. So it will share 1 electron with carbon so that it can also have access to the 1 electron of carbon. So each shared pair of electron will form one bond. Each shared pair of electron will form a covalent bond and ethane structure will be formed. This is basically C2H6. This is called ethane. Is it clear for all? Can you raise your hand if it is clear and if you have written this particular example of formation of ethane? So basically carbon is having electronic configuration 2, 4. Hydrogen is having electronic configuration 1. Carbon needs 4 more electrons to become 2, 8 means a kind of having stable configuration, and hydrogen wants to become like this too. So for that they are basically sharing the electrons. Previously it was having 4 only, but now because of the bonding it has 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 and 4, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Like that here also hydrogen is having 1 and carbon is having 1. So 2, 4, 6 and 8. Okay. So like that everybody is having has becoming stable. Hydrogen also becoming stable. Every hydrogen is having 2 electrons. You can see that, right? So that is the idea. Okay. Clear for all. So if you have written it, please raise your hand. So I will give you some more examples how the bonding happens in carbon atoms. Why don't they have double bond here? Double bond also possible. Okay. They can form double bonded compounds also. That also I will explain you. This is the formation of ethane. If you have double bond, it will form ethene. So that I will explain separately. Okay. Depends on the availability of hydrogen atoms. Okay. And the conditions required for formation of particular compound. It may form double bond, triple bond. Over. Understanding? So now coming to, so first what we learned is methane. Methane. One carbon is there, suppose it has four valence electrons and four hydrogen are there. They have each one valence electron and they want two electrons, means they want one more electron to form the bond. So this kind of four single bonds will be formed. This is called methane or methane. Methane is a popular compound. It's a gas. It's very popular. Okay. So this is methane. It's also written as CH4. This is called a structural formula. This is called molecular formula. Okay, this is called as electron dot structure. Na? What do you call it?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Whenever there is one carbon, na, we use the word meth. Represents one carbon. And plus ane. Ane represents single bond. I will explain you what is single bond, double bond. So meth plus ane, methane. This is a kind of carbon compound. We are studying carbon and its compound, right? So if you have completed this methane also, you raise your hand, okay? If you have written down this methane formation, please raise your hand. Okay. So now I will tell you about the single and double bonds. See, before that, some introduction. Just wanted to give you that your book tells some introduction. Okay, about carbon compounds. Can you tell me the things around you which have carbon? The wood you are having, and our body also. Okay, and you are whatever you are eating. Okay, and the plants and all around us, carbon dioxide. Okay, and carbohydrates and what else? Everywhere, carbon is present everywhere. Okay, so all around us, carbon is available. So only we are studying this chapter, especially carbon compounds. Okay, mainly you will see the in the living things means you will see some like wood, carbohydrates, and these things. That's why it is called organic compounds. Means they are happening naturally, but also we are able to do the synthesis, chemical synthesis or chemical production of organic compounds. Even though we are able to chemically produce them, but in the olden times we declared them as organic compound. Organic means like life, na? Organic compounds. Carbon compounds are also called as organic compounds. The compounds made by carbon with oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, these compounds are called organic compounds. Okay, have you noted this? Can you note it? So chemical synthesis also we have done in your book. Some example is given when the chemical synthesis was done. Nowadays we are able to produce the compounds also, or organic compounds, but before we understood that they occur naturally. They are not man-made; they occur naturally, and there is some vital force is required for their production. So we believe that these are naturally occurring compounds. That's why we call them as organic compounds. But recently we are able to chemically synthesize these compounds. Even though we are able to chemically synthesize them, since the name was previously called as the organic compounds, so we still call them as organic compounds. You will see around us most of the things are made up of carbon. Okay. Only that carbonates and bicarbonate and all, we don't consider them as organic compound. They are not considered as organic compounds. Carbonates and bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate, potassium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, these are all not, we are not considering as, not considered as organic compounds. Just like that, okay. Otherwise, all other compounds formed by carbon are called organic compounds. Even carbon dioxide also and all we don't consider as. Although here you are seeing here I have written carbon dioxide, but carbon dioxide also we don't classify them as organic compound. It's also a compound made up of carbon, but it's not coming under the study of organic compounds. Okay, so have you written this whatever I written on the board? Whenever I'm teaching, you just keep on copying what I'm writing. Okay, it will be useful for you. Okay, sometimes it will be useful for you. Fine. Over. Can you raise your hand? Okay. So now I'll tell you some more things. Okay. When we study chemistry now, we classify the study in three parts. Organic chemistry, that is mainly the compounds of made by carbon. Inorganic chemistry, all other compounds. And physical chemistry is something different. Physical chemistry, we study generally the physics of the chemistry, means physics of the chemistry means the rate of chemical reaction and all those things. Okay, the physics involved in the chemistry that we study in physical chemistry. Okay, so all these three studies are there. When you grow up in 11th class and 12th class, even you will have different teachers for each one. If you go in big coaching institute and all, there you will find that there are different teachers for organic, different teacher for inorganic chemistry, and different teacher for physical chemistry. So chemistry is a vast subject, very big subject. Okay, so even this there are specialists in organic chemistry, specialists in inorganic chemistry, and specialists in physical chemistry. Even books also come different. Organic chemistry books come differently. Inorganic chemistry and physical chemistry, you'll find three different books for three different subjects. Okay, so we are so now basically we are studying this organic chemistry. This chapter is all about basics of organic chemistry, fundamentals of organic chemistry. Written fundamentals of organic chemistry. Fundamentals of organic chemistry. Okay, so organic chemistry means basically compounds of carbon, and carbon is a very important element. Mainly, there are several factors for that. Okay, one very important factor is that, have you written this over now? First complete it here, write it. Okay, 2 minutes you write it. Okay, so now coming to over now written. Some of you are not at all raising hand here. Okay, so now coming to the important properties of carbon. So which makes it very special also, and that's why it forms. First of all, it's very small size. Okay, small size, and second, it has got four valence electrons. Four valence electrons. Okay, 2 comma 4. Small size due to which the compounds which are formed are somewhat stable. Why they are stable? Because of its small size, na, it will hold the electrons. Hold the electrons. Okay, it can hold the because it has 6 protons inside the nucleus. So and it is having a small size, so it can hold the electrons properly even after bonding also. So the compounds formed by carbon are stable. And another important thing is that it has got four valency, kind of four valency, four valence electron. Since it has four valence electron, it has got number of options to combine with the different elements, mainly oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and all. So for sometimes it can combine with two hydrogen, okay, and three hydrogen, and one side some other element, okay. So something like that, okay. So this forms CH4. So it has got number of options to combine with different elements. Sometimes they combine with hydrogen, sometimes combine with oxygen also, okay. So ultimately the four valency has to be satisfied. It has got four hands, so it has got more number of options to combine with different elements, okay. There are so many. Oh, sorry, it's gone here, sorry. So carbon, mainly the property of carbon, number one, that is four valence electron, and number two, that is a small size, because of which it forms a stable compounds. Stable compounds. And because of four valence electron, it can form number of compounds. And it has also got one catenation property. Catenation property means combining with itself. And because of small size, it will be stable also. The compound form will be stable also. Sometimes it will combine like this. And each carbon has got the four valency to be satisfied. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This kind of compounds it can form. It can self combine. This is called property of catenation, combining with itself. And it can form long chain carbon compounds by combining with itself. Okay. These are some special properties about carbon. It's a non-metal, obviously, it's a non-metal. And it has got some certain very special properties like four valence electrons, a small size, and having the property of catenation combining with each other. Okay. Four valence electron gives it abundant options to combine with a different kind of elements and form various compounds. Okay. Small size makes it's the compound formed by the carbon quite stable. Because of the small size, it is able to hold the electrons. Catenation is a property of combining with itself, because each carbon atom has got four valencies, so one of the valencies can be satisfied by another carbon atom. So that is a property of catenation, combining with itself and making long chain carbon compounds. Okay, getting it. So these are some important properties of carbon. Everything we'll discuss even more systematically when I tell you in the book also. I will make you underline the things in the book. So, but I am now generally discussing the chapter, okay? Because if I start referring the book, it will become monotonous, okay? It won't be that good. So, better we discuss in general also first, okay? So you will be comfortable in the chapter. Just note it down, please. Then we'll go further. Note it and raise your hand after that. Have you written? Okay. Now coming to some more important things about carbon.
Sir, could you please repeat the definition of catenation?
Definition and all, I will make you underline in the book. Now I am telling you generally. Property of combining with itself. Okay, general definition, Anthony. Exact definition you can find in book also. I will show you. Property of an element to combine with itself is called catenation. Combining with itself, that is called catenation property. This kind of flow. Now each carbon atom can have 4 valencies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then for second carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. For third carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. For fourth carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. For fifth carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are combining with hydrogen. Remaining valency are being satisfied with hydrogen. So this compound becomes C4, C5, H. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, H12. This is in fact called as butane. 4 carbon means but is the word plus ane. Ane is for the single bond and but is for the 4 carbons. So if it's 5 means pentane will come. Sorry. So 5 means pent. Pent plus ane. Ane means single bond. You are not able to see what I am writing. Then you just go out and come back in this one. I think others can see, right?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir, I cannot see.
You cannot see.
No, sir.
From when you are not able to see? Now only na this particular screen.
Sir, after you have written that catenation, after that.
Catenation. Now can you see? Now? No?
No, sir.
Oh.
No, sir, we are not able to
I'll
see.
do one thing. I'll leave and join back. You just be there. 1 minute. Now can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. So suppose catenation means property of combination. Each carbon has got 4 valencies, so it will combining with the different hydrogen atoms. So I will tell you the short how to write these things and all. I will explain you how to draw this. First, you write 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose you decided you want to make a 5 carbon compound. Now each carbon has got 4 hands. How many hands? 4 hands. So 4 lines should come out of the each carbon. So 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. This is for first carbon. Okay. For second carbon, already 1 line is there. So 1, 2, 3. Third carbon, already 1 line is there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that basically it is bonding with hydrogen. And this side it is bonding with itself. Getting it? How to draw it? Clear or not? So this is C5. Are you able to see the screen or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
C5H12. This is called pentane. Pent plus ane. Pent is 5 carbon. 5 carbon represents 5 carbon, and ane means a single bond. So that is called pentane. It's a 5 carbon. In fact, I wanted to tell you one more thing. The compounds formed by carbon and hydrogen. Compounds formed by carbon and hydrogen are called hydrocarbons. Are called hydrocarbons. Compounds formed by carbon and hydrogen are called. They are organic compounds, obviously, class of organic compounds, but their name is hydrocarbons. Example of hydrocarbon, petroleum and all, they are all hydrocarbon only. Petroleum compounds are hydrocarbons. So many are. Methane, ethane, propane, butane, all are hydrocarbons. Okay. They have got several applications in our daily life, routine life. Okay. So once you have written it, please raise your hand. Formation of pentane. Actually, it's not a pentane formation. It's just a structural formula. This is called a structural formula. This is called a molecular formula. In molecular formula, we don't show the bonding. We just show the how many atoms of carbon are there and how many atoms of hydrogen are there. In structural formula, we show the bonding, actual bonding of carbon with hydrogen. Written. Now I will tell you one thing. Can you all draw a 3 carbon compound? That means a propane. Can you try all of you? And also write its molecular formula and structural formula. 3 carbon. Draw the remaining hydrogen and write its structural formula and molecular formula. Molecular formula write in chat box and tell me, okay, in private message for propane. 3 carbon. And draw the structural formula in your copy and match it with my formula. I will also draw after some time and you can match it. Okay, propane. Prop means 3 carbon. Ane means single bond. So if you are telling, okay, yes, that's correct. Okay, yeah. Okay. And also draw the structural formula in your copy. So for drawing the, what about other students here? I want answer from all of you. Okay, one by one. Only Nishant, Pranav, Janin, Mahalakshmi, these people have answered. Others are not understanding. Tell me the molecular formula. Yeah, correct. So all of you please answer. Yeah, Kashi, correct. Now let us draw the structural formula also. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all four are there. Hydrogen, hydrogen will show them. And now it becomes C3H8. Okay. In fact, this single bond hydrocarbons. Now I'll talk about double bond. Okay, double bond. So you have seen na structural formula is matching or not? Just raise your hand if your structural formula is matching with this. Matching na. Okay. What about others? Is matching or not? Okay. Now coming to the about double bond, I will explain you. See, double bond also is possible sometimes. For example, two carbon are there, and if they are actually sharing four electrons, means two electrons. Suppose they are sharing two electrons instead of one. From there, they are sharing two electrons. Then remaining only with there will be two only left out, which they can share with hydrogen. So now also the valency of carbon is getting satisfied. It is getting 8 electrons. Okay. So one and two bonds are formed. Each shared pair of electrons will form one bond. This is called double bond. This side it is single bond only because two electrons are there. But between the two carbon, four electrons are shared. Two electrons, two pairs of electrons. So it has got like this structure. Its molecular formula is C2H4 and it is called as ethene or ethene. Eth plus ene. Ene is used for double bond. Like before it was ane. Ane was used for single bond. And eth is used for two carbons. So it is called as ethene. This is called double bond compounds. Okay, double bond are also called unsaturated compound. Unsaturated. Double bond, triple bond are called unsaturated. Single bond is called saturated. Single bond compounds are called saturated compounds. Double bond compounds are called unsaturated. They are also called as, these are also hydrocarbons only, na? hydrocarbon having double bond, that is called alkenes. Alkenes. Hydrocarbon having single bond, they are called alkanes. But these are called alkenes. This is the simplest hydrocarbon having double bond, that is called ethene. Just note down ethene and raise your hand after noting it, all these things. Raise your hand once you have written it. Okay, now I'll tell you about formation of propene. Prop plus ene. Prop means 3 carbon. Ene means involving double bond. Propene basically is formed with 3 carbons and one of the bonds are double bonds. Okay. Other bonds are generally single bond. Now we can see each carbon is having surrounded by 4 bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 1, 2, 3. So one more you need here. 4. And again 1, 2, 3, 4. So you no need to have this one here. Okay. So it is like this. Again I will draw it. First you draw the carbons. Then you decided that you want a double bond here and you want a single bond here. Then remaining valency you have to draw it. 4. Already 3 are there, so only 1 will come. Already 2 are there, so only 2 will come. Getting it? Again I will draw to show you how to decide. First draw 3 carbons and you decide which one where you want double bond. Other bonds are single bond. So now you have to satisfy the valency. For example, this one is already 1, so 3 will come here. But for this carbon already 1, 2, 3 are there. So only 1 will come. For this carbon 2 are there, so 2 has to come further. Just to draw the hydrogens for this. Like that. Now this molecular formula becomes C3H 3, 4, 5, 6, C3H6. And this is called propene. Okay. Generally, this kind of compound is unstable, so I am not drawing two double bonds. Only single double bond I have drawn between 2 carbons. Okay, 2 double bonds that may be unstable. Okay, this is called propene. Clear? So note it down. Formation of propene.
Sir, why there are not two bonds present in the between the first two carbons?
No, that if you put means it is becoming unstable. That's a why it is becoming unstable. That and all we are not going to discuss. But this kind of compound is theoretically possible. Practically, it is unstable. So it will not remain in its state, and it will change to some other thing. Okay. So this is not a stable compound having both side double bond because of some chemical instability, because of some maybe some electron repulsion or something is happening over there. Okay, due to which it is not stable. So this type of compound is not stable compound. It may be formed sometimes, but it will become unstable and will form some other thing. Okay, so we don't study that. Okay, generally
Sir,
double bond. Huh?
sir, I'm not asking that. So that doubt, sir, and that
Uh,
below, no, sir, that three carbons you have written, no, sir.
three carbon and S6. Yeah. Hmm.
Sir, first between the first two carbons we can put double bond, and between last two carbons we can.
That you can do. That also you can do. That is allowed. That's okay. It's only actually these are all diagrammatic representation. Actual a compound, if you see, it will have some shape also. That shape and all is there in 12th class, not now. Okay, what will be the shape, how it will look like, and what is the orientation of these bonds. It's not that these are all 90 degrees. They are not 90-degree actually. It's only just it's a diagrammatic representation. Actual shape of the compound will also be different. All these bonds will have certain angles between them. Okay, that angles and all we are not studying now. Okay, so you can even form this double bond on the first carbon also, and so both are correct one. Like that, we have a butene also here. But plus ene, butene. 4 carbon having one double bond. Either here or there you can write any 2 carbons. That's a single bond. Then remaining 2 will come here. Already 3 are there, so 1 will come. 2 are there, so 2 will come. 1 is there, so 3 will come. Understand? Again, I will draw it and show you. First, anywhere you put double bond. This is two types of butenes are possible actually. This kind of butene also possible. This is called, I will tell you the nomenclature. Nomenclature naming. The first one is called 1-butene. Second one is called 2-butene. I will tell you why. Because the first carbon is having the double bond. Here the second and third carbon are having double bond. So it is called 2-butene. But anyway, other things you can draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it will be so whatever it is, that and all I am not going in depth. So at least 1-butene you draw. Okay. And you can show the hydrogen also. So basically 4 carbon and 8 hydrogen will be there. Okay. Note it down, please. Noted na? So basically, I will tell you one classification. Hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are the compounds made of hydrogen and carbon. They are of three types. One is alkane, other is alkene, and third is alkynes. So alkanes we discussed today: methane, ethane, propane. You see the root word meth, eth, prop. Here also same thing. Meth is not there in these alkenes because single carbon cannot form double bond. So it starts with eth, prop, then but. Here we have ene. Here there we have ane. Here we have ene. And here also, in fact, ethine is not very famous. It starts with prop only. Prop, but, pent, and here it comes yn. It is a triple bond actually. Triple bond. And the series goes on. But, pent, hex. So these are called root words. What are the root words? Meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, like that. Then you just add the suffix. These are all prefix, and this is suffix. Ane is a suffix in case of alkanes. In alkenes, ene is the suffix, and in alkynes, ine is the suffix. Okay, these are the root words. Prefix actually, you can say. Okay, root words. So this is a variety of hydrocarbons, and there is one, what you call it, one representative formula. CnH CnH2n plus 2. Huh? No. Yes. CnH2n plus 2. For example,
Yes, sir.
for example, CH4, and you saw C2H6 also, and C3H8 also you saw. You can see that there is a pattern being followed here. Okay. CnH2n plus 2. And if you see alkenes, it is CnH2n, alkenes. And alkynes, it will be Cn, I think H2n minus 2. That I have to check here. 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. Then these are what? These are called general formula, general molecular formulas. General molecular formula. Of alkanes, it is the CnH2n plus 2. Alkenes, it is CnH2n, and alkynes, it is CnH2n minus 2. Now, depending on the number of carbons, the number of hydrogen will be automatically decided. Okay. Just note it down here, this slide. So homework is here, just revise whatever I have taught, okay? One time, please revise it. And I will ask you oral questions in next class, okay? Oral questions
Yes,
I will
sir.
ask you individually, I will ask. So only that person has to answer, okay? So please revise all these things once you sit and revise.
Yes, sir.
Written? Oh, yeah, sorry, it has gone. 1 minute. So if you have completed, now raise your hand.
Sir, I took screenshots.
If you have completed, you raise your hand. Okay. So one thing you can do as homework actually, you write the structural and molecular formula of all these compounds. Which compounds? Which I am writing here. That is your homework. Okay. Write the structural and molecular formula. Okay. That is your homework. Note it down and then we can close the class, today's class.